How you all doing? Welcome back to another video with me, Arne Huschenbeth. Today we are trying out a new little format of mine, Tier 1, where I will just be presenting to you the best decks in the format, in standard, the top Tier 1 archetypes, refined, tuned, from me, worked on. I've just been doing some consideration and, you know, like I could do videos on Boros Equipment, Green White Toxic and all those brewy, themey, Phyrexia all will be one archetypes, and I did so, but if I look around me on YouTube and everywhere, everybody's doing that, right? Like all the big content creators, they're just trying out the new brews, trying out the obvious archetypes like, I don't know, Blue-Black Proliferate and Boros Equipments, and I think there's a lot of, how do you say, the first is already, I'm missing the word, quenched, right? The first is quenched for that type of content, I feel like. But what is missing is, or not what is totally missing, but what is less there is this cutting edge competitive content, right? Where I just bring you the absolute best deck that I've been working on, and just try to break the meta game, bring you the refined list of the best decks. And that's what I'm going to do with this little new video series. Let me know what you guys think about this. It sort of fits more the niche of what I am, right? Like I'm the professional player. I should provide the professional content. Why would I mean, it's not unreasonable to dip my toes into like more brewy decks. I did that in Explorer too, right? We tried a lot of various Explorer brews that are not tier 1 at all. But now for standard, and especially here the early weeks, I think I'm going to provide that content and yeah, see if it sticks, I guess. And oh gosh, I thought for a second I didn't click record, but I did. Okay, what are we looking at today? This is the deck that I've had the most success with, Mono White Midrange. We had some standard results coming in on the weekend, so we're kind of like in week 1, or week 1 has just been behind us. And what I'm doing here is with Mono White Midrange, one of the best decks in the format. I'm not only just playing a stock list that was successful on the weekend, I'm playing my personal take on the deck and why I think certain things are good and why I'm playing certain cards. Overall, this is just a grindy mid-range deck, right? It's super good at producing value between Bankbuster and all the various Planeswalkers, Restoration of Eiganjo. A lot of 2-for-1s in this deck. This is an absolute mid-range killer. It's decent against the various creature decks too, with a pretty good sideboard. We're going to talk about that soon. And the weakness of Mono White Midrange are to go over the top archetypes, which we're also going to talk about soon. Yeah, so Destroy Evil, I guess we should talk about, because recently people have been playing Ossification. I myself have been playing Ossification in that slot. Ossification is the 2-mana enchant a basic and an exile creature or planeswalker. It's a really efficient, nice removal spell. But it's more or less, it's a matchup dependent card, I think. And Mono White Midrange is one of the more popular archetypes. And I don't want to have Ossification in my deck in that matchup because of Loran, because of Farewell, because of opposing Destroy Evils perhaps, that can just blow it up and return whatever I stole, whatever Planeswalker I stole, whatever Sanctuary Warden I stole. I've already played a decent number of mirror matches, and my opponents always took care of my Sanctuary Warden with Ossification, and then I just played, I don't know, Farewell, or I played a Loran, killed the Ossification, got my Warden back, drew another card. I mean, it was just like outrageously unfortunate for them and very good for me. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the meta call and I just put Destroy Evil in my main deck. That card is a lot better against the other white decks essentially, and also, you know, go bigger decks like Atraxa decks with Invoke Justice or what have you. Just yeah, essentially it's better in a mirror match than Ossification, I felt like. The rest is pretty stock. I mean, Loran is fantastic in this format. Wedding Announcement, Reckoner Bankbuster, I don't really have to mention Late on Arms neither. Restoration of Eiganjo is a card that I like because it does ramp me. It's a very nice mid-range threat that just provides you with consistency, ramp, and then also a decent body later on. Just an overall good card, even though it's slow. That's the one downside of this thing. But yeah, I mean, the metagame is fairly slow right now, so that's why I like it. Serra Paragon, powerhouse in the late game. Returning Lawrence is especially crucial. And then in the mid game, you can just drop it on turn 4. If they don't have a removal, you have a 3/4 flyer. That's a fairly decent stat. So not like the other high-end cards. It's a late game threat that's very powerful, but you can drop it on turn 4. A little bit added flexibility. Wandering Emperor 4-off. Not much to say there. It's just an excellent card as a deck. We have various pumps. This is our get out of jail for free card if we are behind against a soldier stack or whatever. We can just drop the Wandering Emperor and get back into the game. Elspeth Resplendent, another Planeswalker. Can be very good, can also be a little bit lackluster. The flying ability is nice to kill opposing Planeswalkers. You can drop Elspeth, give something flying, and maybe kill one of the opposing Planeswalkers, which is nice. Yeah, but I only have one copy, because it's a little bit of a hit or miss card. Yeah. Farewell, 2 copies in the main. I think this is one of the best cards in the format right now, and it sort of answers what has been successful week 1. The 2 standard challenges on Magic Online on Saturday and Sunday were taken down by Atraxa decks, and one of them invoked Justice Atraxa, the other 5-color Kami War Leyline Binding Domain Atraxa deck. And Farewell just, no questions asked, boom, gets rid of everything there. Farewell is also excellent in the mono-white mirror match. This card is just incredibly powerful, and yeah, that's why I'm playing 2 in the main deck. One of the best cards in the format right now. Sanctuary Warden is the card I had to trim. I trimmed 1 copy. Yeah, card is very good against the black decks, but black is less popular these days. So I could even see cutting another one or moving it to the sideboard. But I'm gonna go with 5-6 drops, which is a bit greedy, but I think it's okay. I mean, we have Restoration to ramp us. The games usually tend to go long. So yeah. And Eternal Wanderer is the new big hitter out of the new set. Just a fantastic card. Very good when you're behind with the -4. Flexible. The +1 is very flexible too. And overall just does a lot of things. And yeah, it doesn't die as easily to something like Lay Down Arms or Wandering Emperor as Sanctuary Warden. It's a Planeswalker. Works well with Farewell. So yeah, excellent card in this archetype. And it flickers Loran, which is pretty big too. Anyways, sideboard, we're looking for Ossification and 3 Depopulate. This is a real big shift. This is for decks that play a lot of creatures, obviously. May it be soldiers, may it be mono-red, may it be Gruul Stompy, may it be Esper Legends. Yeah, just our removal package. We have Sunset Revelries 2 against the fast 1-drop aggro decks, buying us some time. Another Destroy Evil in case we want that effect. A couple Unlicensed Hearths to work against the graveyard decks and Invoke Justice, namely. And now I'm trying Elesh, Norn, Mother of Machines in the sideboard as a card against Atraxa. It stops Atraxa from getting any cards, and yeah, the Invoke Justice deck, at least that won one of the challenges, basically doesn't have an answer to Elesh Norn. They play like a Braid, Cathartic Pyre, Wandering Emperor, and I guess they have Farewell in the sideboard, so they do have answers, but very few. And if you drop an Elesh Norn against them, that would stop, yeah, the Atraxa, which is the way these decks win against you. Because if they don't have Atraxa, Mono White can just outgrind them with their own Farewell. But Atraxa grinds through Farewell. And yeah, so Elesh Norn is the card that I wanted to try against that. And I have a 3rd copy of Farewell also for those matchups, because against Invoke Justice, there's really nothing better than blowing up everything and exiling the graveyard too. Yeah. So that is my configuration right now. I mean, I guess we could talk about why Elesh Norn is not in the main deck real quick. It is a removal target. People play Go for the Throat and stuff like that. I don't want to play 4/7 5-mana card without any real immediate impact that just dies to, a Doomblade or Lay Down Arms or what have you. So Elesh Norn is in the sideboard for now. Alright guys, that's it for the intro. Let's get into the game, shall we? Alright, on the play. Yeah, this seems decent. Of course, you would always want to have like a 2-drop, a Reckoner Bankbuster, but I'm not really getting this hand. Jund. Likely a Tiva deck, I would assume. Shit, it drops the battlefield. Okay. We can ramp ourselves a little bit. Kind of like the idea of just using my Wandering Emperor to kill the Scrap Gorger. So then next turn we can... I mean, I have Eternal Wanderer in my hand. I'm just gonna pass the turn. Like, if they want to attack me with Shieldred, I'm gonna eat it. So, and if they deploy more things to the board, I have Eternal Wanderer coming down. Okay, that's good. Turn 4 Planeswalker like a Vraska is pretty good. Now I'm gonna put on the screws, I guess. Loran. So she has 5 loyalty. I'm gonna plus on a Samurai, play my Serra Paragon. Attack Vraska. Yeah, lay down arms costing 1 mana. The efficiency on that allowed us to really tempo this game. So many different variations of Junt. I've seen a pretty promising one, which I'm gonna try. I've seen multiple promising ones, but anyways, I'm certainly gonna work on Junt as well and hopefully find a tier 1 version of that deck. So they might have a go for the throat in their hand. Ambitious Farmhand. Everything is already decently sized. So, but they can trade here, kill this, and then jump here to protect the Vraska. So I might just want to give this first strike. Or I could kill the Scrap Gorger, that's also decent. I'm gonna give this first strike. This also allows me to activate my Farmhand. So I don't really have anything else to do with my mana right now. I mean, I could cast an Emperor, but I already have one in play. Okay, they're gonna let her go. Sure. Yeah, they can kill my Serra Paragon, but I don't really mind. It's not that necessary right now. Could theoretically protect it. But that would kind of trade my Emperor in hand for their Harvester. Don't want that. I already have an Emperor in play, I guess. I think it's fine. Probably going to use this Harvester on my Architect as well, right? Yeah, that one I'm going to protect.
I've learned much during my travels. Let me show them. Show them how we do.
Yup. So they have a good double block on one of my creatures, which is something I don't like too much. Yeah, I guess the only way I can fix that, I could plus on my Architect, I guess, or I could plus with my Wanderer on the Goblin. I kind of like that. I could also just blow up this Fable, to be fair. Also decent. Okay. Just options over options.
We've got the edge in this fight.
Starting to really like the Scrap Gorger, also against the more unfair decks with Invoke Justice. Having a 2-mana mana dog that is a targeted exiling is pretty nice. Obliterator. Okay, that obviously doesn't allow me to combat that easily anymore. I could play Wanderer and kill these two off. I mean, it could still attack. I just have to sacrifice 5 permanents. Yeah, I could plus this away and smack. I mean, that's pretty good. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna concede the game. Yeah, the plusing ability on Eternal Wanderer makes it so that the card comes back at the owner's control end step. So it won't be able to attack in their turn, it will come back in their end step. So I can continuously remove this from the equation with the +1. So proactively, pretty good. Okay, well, gotta be a way of Unleash the Inferno. Not the biggest fan of Elspeth here on the draw. Tiva is a thing. Yeah, well, I'm not gonna lose against anything besides the Planeswalkers, I think. The Planeswalkers are the issue here. Something like a Vraska. I could bring in Ossification, but Ossification, obviously a risky proposition. Yeah. If they have Unleashed the Inferno, it's gonna hurt. Destroy Evil is decent here. Nothing amazing. Loran is probably just has Fable, maybe Bankbuster as a target. I assume they also have Bankbuster. I like the Farewell against Jund. I'm gonna go with some Ossifications. Might just be able to reset a Planeswalker, which is already good enough. And I'm gonna... Yeah, okay, I'm gonna leave it as this. This is maybe a bit clunky with so many 6s. Game's gonna go long. I'm worried about Duress as well. Duress is a card that, if timely, can take out one of my Haymakers, and then the Jund might have the ability to prolong the game a little bit more and to outgrind me. They have a Braid, Tear Asunder. We'll have a Restoration to get that thing back. Okay, never mind. That's pretty good. Lay down arms. Mana efficiency, huh? Could go Restoration, try to ram myself into this Farewell. I lose against Planeswalkers, like a Vraska next turn would be pretty backbreaking. Could lay down Armistice and Bankbuster, but then I don't have an answer for a Shieldred, so it's really just What do you want to play around? I kind of want to... I don't mind my opponent committing. So, because I have Farewell, as long as they don't draw Duress or Planeswalker, I'm fine. They kept everything. Yikes. They have Duress. They'll likely also have a Planeswalker, right? Yeah, Duress is excellent these days. If I'd be playing black in best of 3, I'd probably put Duress in my main deck these days. May it be Jund or Grixis or Mono Black, especially Mono Black, I mean, because it doesn't have other good interaction. They let me have the Farewell because they have the Sorin. Okay, I think I might have to put all my Ossifications into the deck because my opponent has Sorin, likely Tiva. They're really rocking the Planeswalkers, which I don't know, right? I'm playing against a Jund opponent. I don't really know what's going on. They could have any kind of plans. Some play less Planeswalkers, some play more. But I guess Vraska already was a giveaway that they have more Planeswalkers. So yeah, we're gonna have all Ossifications in the deck for game 3 if we're gonna lose this. And Sorin is a really, really good card against Mono White, so them taking Vetting Announcement also interesting. So I can attack the Sorin with Bankbuster here, which I'm going to do. Yeah, Farewell doesn't look very good if the opponent knows about it via Duress and has Planeswalkers, huh? Yeah, that is a 2-for-1 as well. Alright. Opponent showing us how to beat Mono White here pretty easily. Guess I start making 2/2s. Yeah, I mean, they have Tear Sunder and also Unleash, so Ossification is not a very safe removal. I'm gonna concede this one. They have an Invoke now. Yeah, the games in Standard seem to be very lopsided often. I don't know, like the last game was very lopsided in my favor. Now I just got completely demolished by my opponent. Yeah. Being on a play, having Fable on turn 3, I guess that usually helps. Doesn't it? Sanctuary Warden is one of the best cards against Jund. If they have all these tools, you might want to have more Sanctuary Warden in the sideboard. Maybe over this Farewell. Because yeah, I need more grindy material. Maybe I want Elspeth too. I just want stuff that goes around the removal. I'm gonna leave it as is, I think. Cut an Ambitious Farmhand. Nah, yeah. This is tough. Unleash the Inferno is a very, very good card. You gotta outgrind them, but you gotta stop them from having their own card advantage engines. If they have Invokes, you can beat Invokes, but you can't beat... Oh my god. I can't keep that, can I? That's too many 6s. Yeah. Okay, I can work with this. Maybe like this. Oh. They have to rest. Alright. If you want to play around Unleash the Inferno, you can sometimes not play a creature, because if they don't, or a Planeswalker, if they don't have a target, then they can't, you know, destroy anything. Loran or Bankbuster plus Lay Down Arms. My opponent's missing land drops, so if I play Loran, that also gives them a target for yeah, the Unleash. So I'm just gonna do the Lay Down Arms here. Make a vampire. Wow, okay, well, really getting punished for putting so many high-end cards in our deck. Not drawing our early game. Playing Loran here. I don't know how I win this. I need Ossification for Sorin. Well, one of the most important things is to make your land drops. I mean, we missed multiple land drops. If you're playing a mid-range mirror match or some sort of fight like that, and you're the one just behind on board, it's so difficult to come back. That's just what the standard format is about. If you snowball out of control, especially with Planeswalkers, that's just it. That's how my deck works. That's how most decks work. Okay, I'm just gonna concede this. Yeah, Junt beating me because I missed land drops. Fine. To be fair, our opponent really did seem to have had a plan. You know, like that Junt opponent had a great plan against Mono White, multiple duresses, exactly what you want to be doing. Unleash, Tear Sunder, and Planeswalkers. That's like the top thing you can do against Mono White. They had all that. They had a great plan, and they succeeded. So it's good to know, right, that Junt has the ability, if it really targets the white deck, to beat it, and we just saw that. I think I'm gonna do it like this. I could also do it like this. It's a bit more grindy. But this gives me more insurance. Jetmir's Garden. Might be playing against the Invoke Justice deck. Yeah, 100% playing against that. The Cathartic Pyre list, which just won the challenge on the weekend. Yeah, I'm gonna kill the Goblin and play a land. Pass. I've played the deck on stream yesterday. It really, the deck is so much worse when you don't have Fable. You really feel it. It's probably a deck that if Fable would be banned, it wouldn't even exist. So yeah, they have Portal to Phyrexia. I'm gonna just keep my Loran in hand. To blow that one up. We have 2 Farewell in our deck. Big Score is scary because it allows them to just hardcast Atraxa. If I'm playing Naya Invoke, I'm trimming down on portal personally, but I'm gonna show you my list in a video soon, because this is one of the best decks in the format too, I believe. Yeah, that's fine. Unfortunately, they have a 6/6 now, but otherwise, we have an answer to the portal. I mean, oh, farewell, perfect. The portal doesn't even have any targets besides its companion. I think I should still blow up the portal. I mean, if they have a Sanctuary Warden in hand, yes, it would be better to blow up Kiki, so that they can't copy that. They're gonna get back. I mean, they could also no, they can't. They can't. They can't kill this with the trigger on the stack. They could kill it end step, but they have to target this. So they get the dog in play, draw one card. If they literally have nothing to copy of Kiki, it's always going to be better to just destroy the portal, right? Yeah. And if they have a Sanctuary Warden, they're going to draw 2 cards. I mean, it does hurt me, of course. Oh, wow. Ah, wow. Okay, I should have played my land first. That's too bad. Well, I guess I'll have another Bankbuster then. Another braid. I mean, they have 1 card. I think I'm not gonna draw a card with Loran. I actually can do this, right? Yeah, perfect. Hopefully we can draw Elesh Norn. I know the version my opponent's playing. It's Cathartic by a Braid. They don't have... Oh, that's a good top deck. They don't... I don't think they have... Yeah. Do I have to draw cards? Don't think they have good answers for Elesh Norn, so that one's gonna really come in clutch. I'm gonna tag, but I'm just gonna trade for the 1/1. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna pop this farewell. Okay. Nice. Big score? Okay, no Atraxa. Seem to have some sort of instant. Just gonna draw a card here. And then I will just make more double strikers. Let's attack first. Let's see what I do. I could just flicker the goblin. The removal spell, huh? Okay. I'll just make another double striker. But yeah, now we're in the awkward position that if they just rip the trucks off the top, we're gonna lose. They kept the card. Maybe they drew Wandering Emperor? Huh. Okay. No, I can live with that. Oh, can I? Actually eats my creature, it's not great. Discard a land and get back the Reliquary. And we're gonna draw more cards. No, I guess I'll just make a double striker. Ah, the time is up for mono white, is it? It's just over now. Everybody's gunning for it. Jant, we get paired against one of its worst matchups in Invoke Justice, but yeah, I mean, we're gonna find out if mono white is resilient enough. Maybe Elesh Norn can fix this. We'll see. Just attacking with that. Well, in that case, I'm just gonna... Well, this is actually pretty bad for you, because if you... They're playing around Wanderer here, obviously, but not attacking with the Goblin. Oh, they can only attack with one, right? That's the downside. That is just brutal. And now we can minus, leave them with the Spirit. Oh, this is just too good to be true, huh? Let's draw another card. Guess that's what I could have done first. Alright, Spirit Companion, let's go. Oh, okay. Loran, but nothing really good to destroy right now. I'll just plus on the Samurai. Okay. Gain 2. Pass. Now if they find a Truxer, I might be able to beat it. Okay, that's also good. What do I do? Elspeth can give first strike. My own Sanctuary Warden. How do I get through this thing? I can plus on the biggest creatures. Then they first strike, and then I can Eiganjo afterwards. You know what? I think I'm just going to make one big creature. Give it flying. Do I want to attack with this too? Trade, lose a shield counter. I think it's fine. Okay.
I brought back.
Sorry, gerade nicht. Okay. What do we want to do here? Lay down arms, huh? It's good against the Warden and against the Goblin Shaman token. Sanctuary Warden, my own Eternal Wanderer. Elspeth, I think Elspeth is not needed. Wandering Emperor, I can probably trim down. I want the Elesh Norn, I want the Hearse. I want Destroy Evil, and I want another Farewell. Serra Paragon. Not, it's a grindy late game element. The Hearse is only really good against Invoke. It doesn't work against Atraxa itself. So Atraxa itself, they just hardcast. So there I need Elesh Norn. Maybe I cut a Serra Paragon. I'll leave the Restoration. Restoration can return our Bankbuster and our Unlicensed Hearse. They have 4 braids. So that's a neat synergy and a good grindy potential. And it makes our land drops, helps us to be consistent. I'm gonna keep the laydowns in the deck because the Goblin Shaman is annoying, right? You wanna kill that on site, and you also wanna kill the Sanctuary Warden in the late game. But I mean, you have Farewell for that one, so it's more or less for the Goblin. But I gotta be totally frank with you, this is the first time I'm actually playing this matchup. So I'm a bit guessing and learning on the way. But it's good to see that we can win a game 1. To be fair, they didn't draw a Atraxa in half their deck. So we got a little lucky. If that would have happened, I don't know, that would have been a crazy grind, that's for sure. To be fair, yeah, they only play 3 copies, which I would play 4. If I'd be playing Naya Invoke, I'd be just playing 4 in Atraxa. So that card is really, really, really powerful. Like, this is the turn where they have a braid up, so if I play my Hearse here, it's just a perfect way for them to trade for my Hearse. I don't like the idea of that. No Fable, that's good news. Nahiri. They don't want to discard anything? Ah, this way I have to attack the the player. Yeah, I guess that's neat. Sort of protect Nahiri. They're a bit far away from doing any graveyard shenanigans yet. So I'm gonna play another farmhand for now. No Emperor, huh? Right, this is tough. I mean, they might have Big Score, they might have Invoke. I think I'm gonna play around. Like, I'm not gonna play around anything here. I'm just gonna progress my own game plan. Like, you can tell that this matchup is not good. But just seeing how this plays out. I don't know. Maybe we can make it work, but maybe we can't. Then that's also a reality we have to just acknowledge. Archangel of Wrath. Okay, well, we exile that. I guess I'll make another token. And now I play her, so I blow up the treasure. They missed the land drop? Or did they? No, they didn't miss the land drop. They could have played a Truxa, right? They didn't have a Truxa, I assume. They could have also played Sanctuary Warden. Hardcast. They could have also invoked. If I play Loran, I can get rid of the treasure, which could be pretty crucial. But then again, the hearse could also be crucial against different parts of the deck. Loran will also make sure that Nahiri dies next turn. Also have double farewell, which looks a bit awkward here. Ah, this is tough. This is tough. Because now if they just hardcast Sanctuary Warden, my farewell can answer it, but I won't be able to kill the Nahiri. I guess they can't play a Truxa anymore. That's good. Yeah. Keeping Loran in hand is also better against Portal to Phyrexia. Oof. That hurt. That did hurt. Okay, I think I'm gonna play Loran now. Because I want to get onto the board, kill this Nahiri. And I have a very expensive disenchant slash... I mean, not really. I don't have a disenchant because it blows up my own thing. Yep. I can choose to make a 1/1 or draw a card. What do I want to do with the wedding announcement here? Probably just draw a card. I mean, in theory, Farewell was really, like, it seems really good, but not in practice. Doesn't seem that great anymore. I just let this happen this way. Exile all graveyards. I mean, their graveyard isn't even good. My graveyard has a lot of goodies for my own Serra Paragon. This might be the reason to actually sideboard out Serra Paragon in this matchup, because your Farewell is gonna mess up your own graveyard. Yeah, and like Farewell, not very good at just singly handling that card because they always draw a card. Same with a Truxer. Well, Truxer, they draw a bunch of cards. Looks like they're flooding. Now that I used all my Farewells, they haven't a Truxer in the bin. And also Invoke? No Invoke? Okay. We can get the hearse back over the course of a couple turns. Yeah, I really like this deck against Mono White. It's so... It just makes sense. It just makes sense. So, you can easily hardcast your stuff with big score. So the exile in the graveyard doesn't work, and then a big score into an Atraxa is already good enough. So that's why I wanted Elesh Norn. Right? If you look at the deck, Elesh Norn just shuts it off. And if they don't have removal, if they just have Brotherhood Sand and Braids and Cathartic Pyres, they're just gonna snap loose to Elesh Norn. If you want to improve this matchup even further, you could play free Elesh Norn. But on the other hand, if I'd be playing Naya Invoke, I definitely have some Destroy Evils up my sleeve for this matchup, and in case they have Elesh Norn. I will discard. I have another Invoke. Fantastic. This. Okay, so I mean, I can kill the Atraxa, but I'm just gonna reanimate her. I can also flicker Atraxa. Yeah, don't think that's a good idea. Oh shit, I chose the wrong creature. Can I undo that? Okay, nice. This creature, please. And you can keep this creature. And then I'll attack. And Hero's really good in this game. Yeah. One weapon to beat Mono White is definitely to have Planeswalkers. That's just how it is. And Hero is a nice one. I mean, it wasn't like incredible this game, but it did its thing. Drew some cards, discarded Atraxa to have it reanimated. Yeah, and if you enter in this stage of the game, you just lose. Recycle Atraxas or draw Atraxa into another Atraxa. I needed a Farewell for this situation. I used up my Farewells early for these Sanctuary Wardens. Yeah. Hardcasting Sanctuary Warden is so nice. This Invoke Justice deck is really good. Because this is the type of deck that's really medium against someone with a lot of counterspells. But if you look at the format, there's not many counterspells right now. It's a bunch of grindy mid-range decks that get outclassed by this Invoke deck.
Time is up.
Well, that's the card I needed. Whew. But is it gonna be good enough here? Probably not. No, of course not. I'm just gonna concede this one. Like, look at the hand. Feels like I need my own planeswalkers to hold up with their card advantage. Destroy Evil. How good is that card even here? Questionable. It looks like they're weak to Ossification. But then on the other hand, if I have my own Farewells, I don't want to have Ossification lying around necessarily. But on the other hand, they only have Fable as enchantment, so how often am I going to name enchantments? So maybe I'm just going to do that. Play another Wandering Emperor. I also have an answer for the Planeswalker. Ooh, okay. Just draw an Elesh Norn. Yeah, this matchup feels tough. Very, very tough. I don't know how I won game one. I won game one because they just didn't find Atraxa. The games in Standard go so long. It's take a best of 3 match with mono white. It takes a lot of time. But yeah, Invoke Justice is another deck where Duress shines. Duress, pretty fantastic. Although, yeah, I mean, again, if you're playing a black deck, you gotta have a tool to beat the Sanctuary Warden. Because even if you Duress big score and Invoke Justice, they still have Sanctuary Warden to just hardcast on 6. And yeah, that's a pretty good card against most black decks. Gonna use Ossification, I believe. Could also play Curse of Silence. That can name Invoke in certain situations. And can name Atraxa or Sanctuary Warden and others. Also a good card likely in this matchup. But then again, very narrow card. But yeah, I'm starting to realize that Farewell might not be it. They can easily grind through a bunch of Farewells. Now they invoke one of the Atraxas and I just lose the game on the spot. To be fair, the Invoke deck, again, is a lot worse. At least that's what I found from the games I played, when you don't have Fable at your disposal. But with 4 big score, that is a decent, yeah, Decent replacement for Fable. You can also reanimate a Truxa in a Cruelty of Gix deck or some sort of black reanimation deck. You don't necessarily need to go white. White has Sanctuary Warden, which you can hardcast. Green has Titan of Industry. If you go Junt, you have Titan and a Truxa. Then you can also play big score and then drop a Titan. Titan is really good in this format too, especially against a white deck. Yeah, this is just GG. Yeah, alright. No Elesh Norn, no fun. Look how many cards this thing draws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. The full 7. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that is this Atraxa. And with a fair deck like mine, you cannot beat this. You just can't. This game is over. And not only is it an incredible value card, look at these stats. 7/7, lifelink, vigilance, flying. Now, the death touch part is kind of unnecessary, obviously. But, like, what? Like, it's ridiculous. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, we're both drawing cards here because you have a stacked hand anyways. Well, I guess I shouldn't have used my Ossification so soon. Looks like they also boarded in Farewell. Pretty smart move. Maybe shouldn't have used my lay down arms there. So this thing has vigilance, so I can't kill the Wandering Empress. I might just need the lay down arms for my... But honestly, like, I don't think I see an out here, whatever I do. I need to find Farewell, I guess, but even then, just not good enough. This is not gonna work in a million years. Like, I could put a counter on my Loran, and then first strike happens, and then I Eiganjo. But they're gonna abrade every single time on my Loran. They won't let the Truxa get 7 damage. I can try, I guess. What else do I have to do with my mana anyways? Yeah, my opponent is not asleep. Alright, let's just get rid of... Like, this game is just done. Ah, man. Yeah, okay, Mono White has been prepared for lately, huh? Running into the absolute nightmare matchup and not drawing Elesh Norn. So, I guess I want to have 5 Elesh Norn. Maybe I want Curse of Silence to be on the draw and to have an ability. But then again, we're at the stage where I'm really putting narrow cards in my sideboard to beat a deck. Which, yeah, that's just not where you really want to be. And then, yeah, then you might just want to switch to the deck and play it yourself. Play some Invoke Justice. Play first. Okay, fine. Kumano faces Kakasan. Finally get to see a fast deck in action. Game 1, kind of tough for Mono White, but post-board you do have a lot of tools. With Sunset Revelry and all the removal. Reinforced Ronan, that's a card I haven't seen in a long time. Another one, wow. Okay. We're going to game 2 very soon. And this is sort of the problem, right? Like, the more you build your deck in a way to beat the bigger decks, the more you make it vulnerable to decks like these. And then again, if you compare Mono White to something like Invoke Justice always does its thing. is powerful, is proactive, puts an Atraxa into play on turn 5 against mono red, while still having a bunch of removal. Well, a deck like mono white is reactive. It's a mid-range deck. It has a proactive game plan too, of course, making a bunch of tokens, 2-for-1ing your opponent in various ways. But that one is slow and kind of just good against the other fair decks. So yeah, against fast, aggressive decks and against combo decks like Invoke Justice or Go Over the Top decks, you look kind of bad. They have play with fire? What's going on here? Why didn't they play the second Ronan? Okay. That's why. Rip me. Next game. I guess we could have waited. Maybe they would have played Warfare. Maybe. Get rid of the clunk. Sunset, Ossification, Depop. I haven't tried Elesh Norn. Should I? I mean, it's a 4/7 against the red deck. Seems kind of decent. Sanctuary Warden is also a pretty fine stabilizer. I don't know how good Loran. Oh, they have Mechanized Warfare. Yeah, then Loran. I definitely want Loran. Serra Paragon is good. Yeah, this seems decent. I could trim one of these early drops for another Sanctuary Warden to take over the late game. That's what I'm thinking. I'm playing against the freaking Ronan deck, but I need blockers in some way. I guess I have Wandering Emperor. Yeah. I probably don't need late game is what I'm figuring out here. Like, they're playing Reinforced Ronan, they're playing End the Festivities, Mechanized Warfare, they're just playing a bunch of cheap cards. So I don't need a Sanctuary Warden, I believe. Funny though. Like, Elesh Norn, yeah, comes in against mono red. We'll see how she's gonna be, yeah? No 2-drop. Good news for me. But yeah, the harsh reaction we see from the Junt deck and people playing Invoke Justice is because mono white is one of the best decks in the format, or it maybe has been. Maybe it's not quite up there yet because it's been so targeted, right? Everybody was aware. Mono white was also a bunch of the challenges. And like in the first challenge 3, mono white made top 8, and then the top 16 was a bunch more. So mono white is up there. It beats all the other mid-range decks. So that's why we already see the development of the Junt player having a really good strategy. And that Invoke Justice deck, of course, comes out of mono white being so popular. We could cheat on mana with the Ossification and play a Serra Paragon. Take out this etching. Seems good. Although, with Elesh Norn, Ossification is pretty good. I can exile 2 creatures. But that takes a couple more turns, which I don't like. And I don't think I need... Yeah, I'm going to be fine. Sushi. This seems like a decent card against a black deck, but a bit weak against mono white with Laydown Arms and Wandering Emperor. That can just exile that thing. I'll take care of the check. Maybe a bit aggressive. I just don't see myself losing from this position. Mother of Machines. First time casting this card. But yeah, even though this video might not have demonstrated the power of mono white, you can still see my process of how I'm reacting with my decks to the metagame and how I'm building them to yeah, make sure that I can keep up with it, because sometimes you can jump to another deck, and of course I think in this case that might just be Invoke Justice. If there would be a tournament right now in this moment, I'd probably just pick up Invoke Justice and play that deck. But nonetheless, I mean, if you got the time and the will, you can still try and work on the previous archetype and fix it and tune it, and maybe you find something out that wasn't the case before. For example, a great example of that is when I first made a big splash in the competitive scene, when I won a Grand Prix in a format with a deck that was the week before. You know, everybody thought, oh, okay, Emrakul decks, Traverse the Ulvenwald, Delirium decks, they beat up on Banned Company. It's not a good archetype anymore. And then the week after that, people figured out that if they put the right sideboard cards in their Banned Company decks and have a good plan for that matchup, they can just beat it. And that's exactly what I did, and that's how I won a Grand Prix. Just figuring out that the previously best deck that got beaten by the incoming decks, and everybody was afraid of the incoming Delirium decks, right, to go over the top decks, was actually able to beat them with a good sideboard plan. We got the Elesh on again here. Vetting announcement or restoration? I think I'm gonna go with the restoration. Taking 6, it's a lot. I guess I'm gonna ramp myself. I have a chump blocker, they have 3 cards left. We'll see if they have another Reiju. This could be troublesome. Okay. What do you got? Okay. Time for Big Mommy. Stops Bloodthirsty Adversary, which is nice. Now we have 3 blockers, stabilized at 8 life. They don't have a bunch of lightning strikes. We're looking good. Rending Flame, jeez. You gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, attacking here doesn't make any sense. Wonder if I keep this lay down arms in hand. I probably should. Like the free doesn't really matter right now. What? You want a double block? No. Do I play Loran? I don't think so. I'm just gonna keep that in my hand for now. Felden, okay. If I block the Felden, I'm gonna draw cards. I don't like that. Just jump block here. Nah, okay, fine. What are you finding? An adversary? Have Rending Flame, Lightning Strike. Ooh, Elspeth. It's a nice one. I'm not gonna discard anything. Adversary. So if they cast that next turn, they can Lightning Strike a blocker. Hit me. If I play Elspeth, kill the Swift Spear. They can Lightning Strike the blocker and then kill the Elspeth. No, not kill the Elspeth, right? They don't have enough. They draw land. They need 8 mana. They only have 6 to do it twice. Okay. Then I'm just gonna... I could also minus. Nah, I don't like minusing. Actually. If I give lifelink, they can just play this and lightning strike this and attack. They have to give vigilance. So they have to kill the... Yeah, I think I have to give vigilance actually. It turns out I should have killed the free last turn. My laydown arms. If I survive this turn cycle, which I will, and then survive the next one, I'm good. If they lightning strike my free, attack me to the face, I might lose against another lightning strike off the top. I'm not out of the woods. But after that I have lifelink, so I'm gonna go for impulse. Ooh, okay. Yeah, you drew land. Okay, that's not bad. So it could put me to 3 life here. Maybe I really should have minused, but then I'll just lose Elspeth. Yeah, no. I think I did it okay. You kind of got to go face here, I think. Yeah. No, hope for a good top deck. I can give flying to protect myself against the chick. Gonna give the architect flying. Okay. Do I want to play Loran? I think now I'll play Loran. Okay, one turn to draw Lightning Strike. Raichu doesn't do it, no. Another adversary does it. Nah. Looks like he didn't draw it, huh? Okay. Live link, please. Okay. We got him. Late on arms being efficient cheap removal was good enough. And Elspeth taking it home with the lifelink. Okay, at least one victory here in this video. Alright, that's it for Mono White Midrange. Yeah, we didn't do a lot of winning, but we had close best of 3 matches where we lost in 3 games. That's what Standard is about. I mean, if I present to you tier 1 archetypes, it's not gonna be decks that completely crushed opposition. The decks in Standard have game against each other, who's on the play is big, who can snowball quicker and stuff. And that's the nice thing about this format right now, that the games tend to go longer, at least in the mid-range grinds, and there's agency to it. And yeah, I just wanted to showcase you how I'm tuning these decks, how I'm refining them, how I'm approaching the metagame. And I think this video, even though we didn't do a lot of winning here, still showcased that. And in the end, hey, Mono White might not be the best choice currently. Nonetheless, this is the type of way how I approach the metagame and how I learn these things. And the takeaway from this video, I believe, is just, hey, maybe right now, Mono White, if you want to play it, play Elesh Norn to beat the Traxa decks. And yeah, maybe even a third one, honestly. Farewell wasn't that convincing, I gotta say. But otherwise, I did like a lot of the things in this list. Maybe you want to go with a second Elspeth again over, I don't know, like one of the Farewells. But yeah, and on the other hand, we also learned that Jund has the ability to beat Mono White convincingly with the right tools. And we also learned Invoke Justice is a pretty powerful deck, didn't we? All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. I'm looking forward to do another one very soon. And yeah, see you then. Bye-bye.